6 at noon.
Now at noon, a job fair in Groveland to help Kroger workers facing mass layoffs. Plus, a closer look at the options for Orange County school leaders dealing with low enrollment, which schools could be in danger of closing. But first, here's a live look at the Dr. Phillips Center where Governor Ron DeSantis and multiple state officials are holding a press conference right now. The governor is touting the state's budget for 2026 to 2027, mentioning how Florida's debt has been cut in half since he became governor. The governor also mentioned the state has maxed out its rainy day fund. If you would like to watch more, we are streaming the whole press conference for you on our website, clickorlando.com. You can head over there to continue hearing what the governor has to say. We also have a crew there, and we'll have more later today on News 6. Some school districts in Central Florida are now dealing with low enrollment as students look at private and homeschool options. In Orange County, the district is considering closing 7 schools, all of them under half capacity. News 6's Angie Casada is looking at how those closures would impact students and parents.
We're just off of 436 at McCoy Elementary School. It's 1 out of 7 schools being considered to possibly close down after this school year. There's 6 elementary schools and 1 middle school. And parents tell me this morning that they had no idea their children's school was even being considered. Some of them even attended that meeting, but they're worried about where their kids will go next.
The concerns are growing outside Michael McCoy Elementary, a campus now at risk of closing as early as this summer. For many parents, the news hit hard.
It sucks because this is my kids' school, and, you know, I'm a single dad, so it's close right here, it's convenient, and they like this school.
McCoy is one of 7 schools OCPS says is operating far below capacity, part of a countywide enrollment drop of more than 5,500 students this year. Fewer students means less funding, making it harder to keep small campuses open.
I feel like it's been a great school. My daughter's been doing great. Them having to go somewhere else is hard just because we don't know how they're going to do there, how they're going to fit in.
The board also approved extending its contract with a private recruitment company to bring students back. But some parents say that money should be put towards keeping schools open.
What do you think has caused the fact that so many people have been leaving the public school system?
I feel like a lot of it is safety because we always hear about the school shootings. Parents don't want their kids to be here, so they're homeschooling. I know a lot of stuff that's been happening with ICE. Parents that are not from here are scared to send their kids to school.
Consolidating campuses could save money. Parents at McCoy say the district isn't hearing their concerns. To fight back, the PTO has created an online petition asking the board not to close the school. If approved, McCoy would close after this school year. Parents say they still need answers and time before any final decisions are made.
Now, the district will take up the full consolidation plan during a work session on December 16th. Several parents here tell me that they plan to show up and hopefully speak out. Of course, if there's any developments, we'll keep you posted on air and over on clickorlando.com. Reporting in Orange County, I'm Angie Casada, News 6.
Time now to get a check of our forecast with Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos. And we have had some clouds hanging around, but you've been likening a cold front to a squeegee that's headed our way.
Yeah, a big atmospheric squeegee. That's going to start really moving into Central Florida late tonight, throughout early tomorrow, kind of widening at the view. We are finally starting to see a few more peaks of sunshine out there. Certainly a difference compared to the last 2 days we've been dealing with. But if we do have any residual cloud cover throughout the rest of the day, this cold front's going to take care of it. As it continues to make its way through Central Florida, we'll be ushering in another round of some cooler weather for tomorrow. Downtown Orlando Skycam right now brought to you by Light Orlando, delivering hope together. You can see we're starting to see a lot more blue skies than we did yesterday. 66 degrees right now with winds out of the west. Temperatures around Central Florida right now, we're at 54 degrees. In Ocala, we're at 63 in DeLand, but already into those mid-70s along the coastline. So depending where you're at, depending on where the cloud cover is, we are a little warmer or even a little cooler this afternoon compared to yesterday, but we are talking about that next front that will be cooling us down. We'll have more details on that coming up in just a couple minutes.
Okay, Candace, thank you. The Kroger Fulfillment Center in Groveland is closing in less than 2 months, and more than 900 employees could be out of work. Career Source is now hosting a 6-hour event meant to connect workers with training and potential new employers. News 6's Mark Lehman shows us how this fair will help employees figure out their next move.
This event is offering up several different career pathways for each of the Kroger employees here. Organizers admit it's a unique and unfortunate situation with one of Lake County's largest employers suddenly leaving town, and that's why this job fair is being taken directly to this warehouse. For weeks, Kroger workers in Groveland have been facing uncertainty. With the fulfillment center less than 2 months from closing, unemployment is looming for more than 900.
It's impacting the income of the household, and that's why we wanted to jump in and work with Kroger immediately to make sure that we can get them something.
Janae Olds is with CareerSource Central Florida, which is hosting a job fair dedicated to Kroger's mass layoff. The 6-hour event is designed to help employees plot their next career path while still on the job.
Some of them may say, I don't want to do the same thing, I want to try something new. So we'll sit down with them, assess them, and see, hey, these are the options that we have, and we can help pay for the training for them.
More than 30 employers will be on hand today, along with 6 training providers. It's happening after Kroger agreed to reimburse Lake County $460,000 in incentive funds. The county is also reallocating some of this year's money towards CareerSource for a soft landing strategy for impacted workers.
So if they want to connect with us and help and get assistance in us finding them employment, we will help them until they secure that permanent job.
On top of the dozens of employers here today, scholarships are available for Kroger employees to pursue career programs at local colleges or trade schools. The job fair at this fulfillment center runs until 6 tonight. In Lake County, Mark Lehman, News 6.
Now at noon, hundreds of counterfeit items seized after investigators say they served search warrants on 2 businesses at the West Oaks Mall in Ocoee. Ocoee police say it started with undercover visits where investigators saw people buy counterfeit trademarked items at Trenditions and World Tech Store of Orlando. Those included Louis Vuitton and Chanel items. Brand representatives later confirmed the items were in fact counterfeit. Everything from the items to business records were seized, according to police. The department says they're looking at potential criminal charges in the investigation. This morning, Port Canaveral leaders heard a presentation on building a natural gas depot to fuel the world's busiest port. Leaders from energy company Chesapeake Utilities say they've already delivered millions of gallons to Port Canaveral. They say this would make it not only easier to help the port, but actually safer. They say it would also create about 50 to 100 jobs, but not everyone is on board. Instead of being built directly at the port, a proposal the company has submitted would build it near a large neighborhood, and people there have some serious concerns.
It's roughly probably 2,000 feet away from us as the crow flies. So yeah, I am worried about it. If it blows up, I have no idea what's going to happen to us. So yeah, there's a lot of concerns, and one is we don't even know about it yet till you knocked on my door.
Leaders from that energy company want to have the project complete by 2029. We will let you know when a final decision is made. In results 2025, people living in Orlando's District 3 will soon have a new face representing them on the city council. Local businessman Roger Chapin beat out Orlando's city grant manager Mira Tana in the runoff election. Chapin will take over for current commissioner Robert Stewart, who's retiring after 20 years in office. We have a breakdown of the full results on clickorlando.com. Well, it is that time of year. Roads start getting packed as people head to their holiday destinations. AAA is expecting record numbers this year. News 6's Stephanie Rodriguez tells us what you should know as you make your travel plans.
We're no strangers to busy roads here in Central Florida, but the next few weeks are going to be extra crowded as holiday travel begins. AAA is predicting 122.4 million Americans will travel at least 50 miles from home between December 20th and January 1st. That's up 2.2% from last year's record number. That includes an estimated 7.5 million Floridians who will be traveling for the holidays. The big majority will be traveling by car, with close to 200,000 more road trips this year than last year. And Orlando's roads could be especially crowded. According to AAA, the city is once again the top destination in the United States. AAA does have some tips for you if you're one of the millions planning to travel. Number 1, plan ahead. Book your plane ticket, hotel room, and rental car as early as possible. Give yourself some extra time to reach your destination in case of delays, and try to consider potentially using travel insurance if you do plan to fly during winter weather. And when you're planning, prepare to see some higher prices. AAA data shows that domestic flights are up 7% compared to last year, and hotel stays are also costing Americans more this year. They're up 13%. But there is some relief if you're going to be hitting the roads. Gas prices are lower this year compared to last year. Reporting in Orlando, Stephanie Rodriguez, News 6.
You've probably seen them on TV, ads for Lieutenant Governor Jay Collins. But he hasn't announced a run for governor. So who's putting up the money for these non-campaign ads? Justin Wormuth lets us know next. Here is a live look for you of our Mount Dora camera on kind of a gloomy day. You're watching News 6 at noon. We'll be right back.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Florida Lottery.
You've probably seen them by now. For weeks, a series of ads have been running talking about what Lieutenant Governor Jay Collins has done for the state of Florida. They look like campaign ads, but there's just one thing. Collins isn't officially running for governor. I'm News 6's Justin Wormuth, and I learned the ads aren't even from Collins. So I went to find out who is putting up the cash for these commercials.
Lieutenant Governor Jay Collins is standing with Governor DeSantis.
The 30-second ads have been everywhere, touting the accomplishments of Florida's newly appointed lieutenant governor.
Jay Collins stands strong for conservative values.
But Collins, who hasn't announced if he'll run for governor, isn't paying for the ads. Neither is any political group associated with him. Instead, Florida Fighters has paid more than $2.25 million to run the ads in Orlando, Tampa, and Palm Beach. So who is Florida Fighters? Well, for that answer, you need to leave the Sunshine State for the first state, Delaware. Turns out Florida Fighters is a 501c4 registered in early November in Delaware. 501c4s are considered social welfare organizations.
This is essentially a shell corporation that is putting this message out there, wants people to know about Jay Collins.
As UCF political science professor John Hanley notes, 501c4s are not required to publicly disclose the names or addresses of their donors, meaning we may never know who paid for these ads.
Florida Fighters is an anonymous tagline that provides the smallest amount of information about who this group is.
The Delaware LLC doesn't provide an address, but there is a phone number on the ad. The number leads to a voicemail for the office of the Lieutenant Governor. And while the ad with the number is empty when it comes to donor disclosure, the voicemail box for the number, as we found out, is full. Now, Collins has said he is strongly considering a run for governor in 2026. President Trump, meanwhile, has endorsed another Republican who has already joined the race, and that is Congressman Byron Donalds. Justin Wormuth, News 6.
Winter weather is making its presence known up north right now. This is video from the Midwest where you see snow on the ground, that snow coming down hard there. People in Minnesota and Wisconsin say this time of year is a little tricky as people prepare to drive in the snow once again, and companies prepare for the difficult job of snow removal. Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos is here, and it's always so lovely to see the snow from beautiful Florida. And even though it feels chilly for us, you know, we're in pretty good shape.
I know. We can make snowmen on the beach. That's at least we got something, right?
My kind of snowman.
Exactly. Let's talk about the weather forecast. Mind you, that same system that's bringing a lot of snow across parts of the Midwest and some rain across the Southeast will be sweeping through the area later on tonight. Early tomorrow will help really push out all that cloud cover that's been pretty stubborn for the last couple of days. It will push it all out by tomorrow. Temperatures could be a touch cooler for tomorrow afternoon. So we are going to continue to stay below average Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Then as we head into the weekend, all before another cold front comes through by next week, the weekend is going to be once again above normal. Slightly warmer, certainly drier than the weekend we just had, but just do be aware you won't really need the sweaters Saturday and Sunday depending on any outdoor plans you might have. So right now we're at 54 still in Ocala. We're still in the 50s and around the Villages and Wildwood, Leesburg and Claremont, right along I-4 and out towards our coastal communities. We are either in the 60s or even in those mid 70s right now there along the Space Coast. But now let's check on that hour-by-hour forecast for today.
Your forecast is sponsored by Strata Services.
Our rain chances for today, because we do have a lot of that cloud cover, we will have an opportunity to even produce a little bit of rain, but the rain chance is less than about 10% at that point in time. Then notice the clock here. This is Thursday, early Thursday morning, even before the sun comes up. We'll have that cold front starting to move into parts of central Florida again, keeping the cloud cover in place, and then that's quickly going to move out. And look how quickly those skies will clear behind that front, and that will allow more of those clearing skies and cooler temperatures to settle in. So rain chance again today, very, very minimal, but I just want to give you a quick heads up that there will be that potential primarily across areas of Lake Volusia County and further south, especially through Osceola and Brevard County. Then later on tonight, after we warm up our temperatures back into the upper 60s to low 70s, temperatures could be dropping a little further. We could be down into those mid 40s across our northwestern zones, about 51 degrees in Sanford, 52 tonight in Kissimmee. So certainly jacket worthy again early tomorrow morning, and it will get even colder Friday morning because it always takes a little bit of time to actually get that cold air in place. So for your Thursday, it will be cold, but the coldest point will be Friday morning with still plenty of sunshine. Big ridge of high pressure built in around that behind that front, and that's going to continue to bring our winds in more off the ocean. So the overall temperature trend, there's no big drastic climbs or drops really in the next 10 days or so. You can see we have that cold front that's coming through tonight. Will bring us a brief cool down with highs in the 60s tomorrow. We're going to start warming things up again as we head into the weekend, maybe a little more humidity all ahead of that front. And then we'll have that secondary front come through, and that could cool us down for a couple days in the 60s, maybe low 70s. So that's something we'll be watching pretty closely as we get a bit closer towards, of course, the Christmas holiday. You can see that as of right now, the warmest spot on the next 7 days will come just in time for your weekend. But hey, at least it will be dry.
Yes. Candace, thank you. Hey, don't forget, we love to see what you're seeing. So open your camera app and scan the QR code you see there on your screen right now and click the link. That will take you to clickorlando.com/pin. So we want to see your weather pictures and videos. And by the way, I'll be doing weather again starting next week. So send me all your pet pictures. They could end up on TV. And you can also go to clickorlando.com/pins and upload your pictures and videos that way. Bonus if your pets are dressed in their holiday attire. Expect a slowdown soon in the tourist district, but we're not talking about traffic. Coming up, the rainforest coming to International Drive with animals known for moving slow. And coming up on News 6 at 6.
I'm News 6 investigator Mike DeForest. I've discovered Universal Orlando altered a report it sent to the state of Florida about a man who died after riding a roller coaster here.
Here is a live look for you at downtown Orlando. We're seeing quite a bit of blue sky over downtown on our Light Orlando Delivering Hope Together camera. You're watching News 6 at noon. We will be right back. A chance to slow down is coming to Orlando's International Drive early next year. It will be the world's first slotharium, and this is a peek at what it could look like. It opens in February and takes you inside a rainforest-style habitat where sloths are swinging through the trees and climbing natural structures. 40 sloths will be inside, and in case you're wondering, because I know I was, it is a hands-off experience that ensures the sloths feel like we stepped into their world and not the other way around. Check out our all-new primetime lineup on News 6 Plus. Matt and Ginger have a new take on the day's news on News 6 tonight. That's at 9. Then go in-depth as we track the latest weather developments and answer your weather questions with meteorologist Jonathan Kagas at 9:30. Then watch the late news an hour earlier. It's all tonight on News 6 Plus. You can download our streaming app for free. Search WKMG in your smart TV's app store. It's also available on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV. Candace is back, and we are seeing the clouds breaking in some spots.
A little bit, yeah. We're going to continue to see the skies gradually clear. Should stay clear throughout the majority of the evening tonight as well. So it will be a nice, possibly even cooler night tonight. And then as we head into Thursday, another front's going to come through. That's going to bring our temperatures from the 70s today down to the 60s tomorrow. A little colder early Friday morning, so make sure to plan accordingly if the kids need their sweaters or sweatpants or whatnot. But you won't be needing the layers, though, as we head into the weekend. It will be a little bit more of a milder stretch. Nothing too hot, not too cold, but at least not as soggy as last week.
Perfect. All right, Candace, thank you. Sure. Thanks so much for joining us. Our next newscast is at 4. You can always check clickorlando.com for any updates. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.